What's good? I'm Nomad the Native, and you are tuned into The Snippet, a comfortable spot where we let the art spark the conversation. I link with artists, and we take a deep dive into the emotions and context that drive our creativity. So, join us as we connect, collaborate, and converse here on The Snippet. What's good? I'm Nomad the Native. This is my friend, the Trap Cellist.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming through. Before we get into, because it's a tradition, you got to play a snippet at the start of the episode. Before we get into that, though, can you tell the good people what kind of musician, what kind of artist are you?
I'm an artist that does whatever I want. I don't feel like I can be encompassed by a particular genre. I do what I want, which is what I feel. Sometimes I like to express myself through vocals, through rapping. Sometimes I like to express myself through playing cello. And I just do whatever I want to do, whether it's music or creative. I can't really box myself in and say I'm a particular type of artist because I'm not.
I receive that. Okay. With that being said, let's get into some of your art right quick. You got a snippet, right?
I do.
What's the name of the song?
It's called Desert Rose.
Desert Rose?
Yes.
That's a really poetic name.
It's me.
You're the Desert Rose?
I am.
You grew up in the desert? You know what? We're going to talk about that later. You ready?
I'm ready.
We say, because we try to do 30-second snippets, right? And you selected the first 30 seconds of that song. And why that 30 seconds of that song? Why that snippet?
So I chose this song because it's one of my favorite creations. It's the story of me and my life up until this point, I suppose. And I like the first 30 seconds of it because I love every part of this song, but I felt as though the first 30 seconds encompasses a lot of who I am and what I represent and what I believe in. And also it shows a little bit of my skills on cello as well. Like those bird sounds you heard in the beginning, it's called seagulling, and it's a thing I can do on my instrument to make my instrument sound like a seagull, make it sound like a bird, which is really cool. And the birds in that particular song represent my ancestors. So whenever you hear the bird sounds in that song, though, that's a representation of the ancestors that are in my life all the time. That particular section of the song, the first 30 seconds, is a musical representation of the Waters of None. I'm not sure if you're into any Kemetic mythology.
Get me hip.
So basically, the Waters of None is it's just the thing of which everything came. Everything from the universe came from the Waters of None, which is pretty amazing. And when I think of what that sounds like, that's what I think of what it sounds like. There's this underpinning of you hear that low cello sound, which is like the water, and then you hear the bird sounds, which is the ancestors, and all the little frilly little things that I'm doing, which is like the backdrop of the universe. And it's all, for me, that's what the Waters of None sounds like, what it looks like and what it feels like.
It sounds like you're you're trying to set because the whole song is 6 minutes. So we only play a very specific spot of it. So, and this is just the beginning. So it's really you setting the tone for the entire story of essentially your life, because you were the Desert Rose. So I'm assuming this is about you, right?
Yes, it's very spiritual.
Okay. Sounds like, you know what you talking about the song makes me think about? Like going to the museum, going to an art gallery, and when you looking at paintings or works of art, and there's an entire story and an entire like ideology that goes into it. And
Mm-hmm.
for the person that may like be a bystander, you're like, oh, these are pretty colors on the canvas. And
Right.
for the artist, it's like, no, this color represents this thing, and the depiction of wood in this particular thing is reflective of Jesus being a carpenter or something like that.
Right.
So it's like there's a lot of depth, and I like that because it's like it's very layered. I enjoy layered art. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
Thank you for sharing. All right, so I've been wanting to ask you this question for a while. Why trap cellist? Like I know cellist. I get cellist because you play the cello. But why trap cellist?
I chose to label myself as a trap cellist because I felt like it was a name that gave me freedom to be the musician that I wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
I did not want anybody to try to box me in into something that I'm not. And I felt like calling myself the trap cellist really means you can't put me in a box. I'm whatever I want to be. Sometimes I play R&B, I play hip hop, I play trap, I play Afro beats, I play country music. I love rock music. Like, I feel like trap cellist gives me space to
Mm-hmm.
be bigger than what just some regular cellist would be. Chanel the cellist, or I prefer trap cellist. I think it commands attention and freedom.
It does command attention, cause like off the top of my head, I'm thinking you trapping. Like I got these strings and I got these things. Holla
Mhm.
at me if you need it. Like
Mhm. Absolutely.
I fuck with it. I fuck with it. Um, I was about to say you ever trap before? You ever? But no, I'm
Well,
gonna leave you alone. Hold up.
um, when you said something about, being a cellist and trapping and everything, there's definitely some history that goes behind the name as well. I would prefer to tell that story probably through rap. I've released a little content on my page of me. Like I have like this little song out where like I got cello in the background and I'm rapping, but I have way more story to tell. So I look forward to telling that through more lyrical vocal music.
Little bars, nigga.
Oh, thank you. I just be trying, just doing a little something, something. I just want to express myself. That's all. I don't need anybody to consider me a rapper. I just want to express myself.
It's just how you choose and how you want to express yourself.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I feel that. I feel that. I think that a lot of artists I've had this conversation with rappers before and people who are like hip hop heads, and like a lot of artists will they'll come out with like hip hop music, and they'll come out as rappers, and then over time they'll be like, man, I'm not even really a rapper, I'm an artist, da 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 da, and like hip
Mhm,
hop heads be like mad because it's like, nigga, like
mhm,
how you gonna come up through this and then just be like, all right, it's whatever.
mhm.
And I think
Rapping
that there's
is.
like a identity kind of foundational thing that goes along with that. But I see where people come from because at at the end of the day, you're an artist, and rapping is a skill. It's a skill set. It's a format, and like you can choose to use that format. You can choose to use another format if you want. You're a songwriter. That's the like as a songwriter or a musician. That's just one of many skills that you can employ. So sure, and I have my own feelings about like the niggas coming and coming on as rappers and then changing up. It's a whole nother story. It's a whole nother story. But I feel that like it's just a skill, and if you want to apply it, I think you should.
Thank you.
And I'm biased because I like rap, so I think you should do it.
I respect that, and I appreciate that. There's many mediums of expressing yourself, and rapping is one of those mediums. And I feel like, well, if I can express myself this way, if I can tell my story this way, and
Mm-hmm.
make it understandable for my audience, then that's the way I'll do it.
Receive. Keep doing that shit. Um. All right. How do you feel about manifestation?
Hmm. I feel as though the word is a little, what's the word I'm looking for? What is it when, something kind of becomes a little saturated?
Oversaturated?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, a little oversaturated, but it's very mainstream, very trendy to talk about manifestation.
Mm.
Manifestation is more than just a word. There's so much more to manifesting. It's spirituality. It's a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just manifest. You have to live what it is you're doing, like whatever it is that you're working towards manifesting, towards bringing into your reality. You need to live that. So I think there's a lot of people who are just kind of on the outer limits of that, if you will, and who aren't really into the lifestyle, because manifesting takes so much more than just thinking about something and then hoping it's going to happen. There's a lifestyle, there's intention behind it, there's good works behind it. In the words of Preston Smiles, bow your head and move your feet. So that manifestation can be there in your mind, but don't forget to take inspired action behind that manifestation, because how is anything going to happen? Like, how is God going to help you if you're not trying to help yourself?
Faith without works is dead.
Exactly.
Okay, and the reason I asked that, because we've had conversations in the past, and I remember you mentioning manifestation in some form or another.
Yes.
And I watched you literally kind of like grow your career, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, in what ways do you feel like you manifested your career, and like, what do you feel is the most valuable thing in this pursuit that you've manifested?
I think one of the most valuable things that has come from this is me developing a form of passion for what I do. That was never there for me before. I feel like you should do what you can until you can do more, or in other words, capitalize on your talents until you can capitalize on your passions. And being a musician, being the trap cellist is a talent. It's not what I'm passionate about, and that's fine. But during this time, I have been able to actually find passion. Very recently, I've found passion in my talent, and I find myself a lot more excited to do what I do now as a musician, as an artist. And I think that's very valuable for me, and it can help me bring more value as a musician and an artist.
When did that switch flip for you?
I would say probably it was very gradual. I quit my job this year and I decided to finally be a full-time musician. It was time. And it's been a labor of love for sure. There's so much that goes into doing what I'm doing. I'm doing everything. I'm writing music, I'm playing music, I'm performing in different capacities as an acoustic cellist, as an electric cellist. I have to learn how to dance and do choreography and do all kinds of different performances on top of just doing the admin and booking myself. And there's just so much behind it. But because this is what I'm dedicated to now, I feel this sense of, I feel this tethered sense of between what I'm doing and the happiness of my clients. And their happiness makes me happy. And I want to make sure that, and by the way, I have a 100% success rate that I'm very happy about. I've never had an upset client.
Sound like an A student. Damn.
Yeah,
I have 100%.
I'm serious about my work. I don't just do shit to just fuck it up. That's not. I'm very serious about what I do, and I'm a perfectionist. And I think if I'm going to do something, the very least I could do is attempt to do it as right as possible. I don't half-ass anything. So I think because I'm service oriented, I'm here to serve. So I think I have found passion in being able to serve in the music realm as an entertainer. And I'm fine with that. I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now, where I'm at as a musician and as an artist. I feel like I wouldn't be here if this is where the creator did not want me to be. I couldn't fuck it up if I tried. So I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I'm just going to make the best of this. And I'm okay with that. I feel good about it. I feel comfortable with it. And I'm going to make the best of it. And the passion comes from serving.
Okay. Passion comes from serving. So you're serving not only people that just want to book you for stuff, but also other artists that feature you on stuff. Um, what is that like? How is collaboration? Uh, how does collaboration? How I want to say it? How has collaboration shown up, and what roles that play in your career?
Collaboration is pretty exciting. Artists just be finding me on Instagram and they're like, hey, like, we should do something together, or you want to collab or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I feel like it's definitely a way for me to, um, get my name out there. It's another way for me to serve. I feel like if I'm going to do this music thing, I should have as many offerings as I can.
Hmm.
And yeah, collaborating is fun. I think one of my first like major, well, for sure, one of my first major collaborations was with Aniko. And Aniko found me on Instagram through this one video that I had posted of, I did the King's Affirmation. I believe I did my own little rendition of that on cello, and Aniko saw that, and yeah, or either Aniko or their sister had seen it first, and yeah, the rest is history. We've done a couple of songs since then,
Hmm.
which was the remix of the King's Affirmation, and we also did a song for the Awanechi, which I believe is also titled Yosemite.
Hmm.
Um, I also have a collaboration with Kamau as well. He also found me on Instagram, and yeah, we have our song out, Wait a Minute, with Simbi as well. So yeah, I just think it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really think about it much. I don't really think about the collaborations. I think they're fun. Um, um, but I think maybe I don't think about it much because I think recording probably takes, like, it's kind of like a one and done kind of situation. It's like,
Hmm.
all right, you recorded, you did your part, now it's on to the next thing.
I feel that.
That's what so I don't have many enlightened thoughts on the collaboration. Although it's nice to collaborate with people and expand on my connections with others, and it puts me in a place where other people know more about me. I haven't really considered it much.
So do you feel that same way like about recording even for your own stuff? Like once you finished it, you know what I mean? It's kind of like that piece is complete now, just kind of
Yeah,
moving on to the next thing.
exactly. It's like, okay, now what's next?
Okay, okay. What how do you feel about gigging then? Cause that's a different offering entirely.
Gigging is my bread and butter. That is what I am constantly doing. And I enjoy that. And I want to make it clear that I am very grateful for the collaborations that I have had with the artists who have wanted to collaborate with me, including yourself. So I don't want that to be lost on any of my things about the collaborations. But yeah, gigging is my bread and butter, and I do that all the time. As you know, I'm staying out in VA right now. I had a gig in DC, gig in VA, and now I'm here back in this part of town, and I enjoy doing that. It's a
Hmm.
lot of work though. Like, I thoroughly need management.
I can imagine because like managing bookings and like getting yourself to and from places, being timely,
Yeah.
all the communication and coordination that comes with like, all right, this is what I need in order to succeed at your event, or you know what I mean, for this performance, like negotiating payments and all of that. It's a lot, and if that's your bread and butter and this is your full time thing, I know it's not. I don't even do it full time, and I have people helping me to coordinate and manage stuff because it's just it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of back end work. The
Hmm.
fun part is actually showing up to perform. Like, I like to dress up and get cute and just play cello and be happy and make my audience happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, the hard work is on the back end, which is um, communicating with my clients and making sure all of their needs are met,
Hmm.
making sure everything is where it's supposed to be within the contracts and everything. And there's so much communication that happens. And um, then there's also the travel portion of it all, like having to lug all of this super heavy equipment with me everywhere I go. It's a lot. I'm not trying to be doing all that forever. So
I mean,
I enjoy gigging
just
though.
get in the gym, baby. You know, get a little strong.
You know, during busy season, this is the gym for me. Like me lifting that 40-pound PA system into my vehicle, that is gym enough. And then having to carry it around everywhere I'm going. Oh my goodness.
I can imagine.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find the cello, or do you think the cello found you? And if I had to shape it in a way, did you hear it and it spoke to you, or did you play it? Did it awaken a part of you?
Well, music, I was very much interested in playing the bass drum. I was fascinated by the bass drum, and I wanted to do whatever was necessary so that I could play the drums. My mom was not interested in hearing drums in the house. So, according to her, I had to be convinced to choose a different instrument, which I clearly had no interest in because I wanted to bang on drums. So, I saw these instruments. I saw the violin and the viola and the cello and the double bass. And in my mind, the way I remember it, it kind of felt like, Goldilocks and the Three Bears kind of situation. Wasn't feeling violin, too tiny, too tinny. You got to scrunch up your fingers to play it. And I just didn't like it. The double bass I just thought was enormous. And I was like, what am I going to do with that? You know? So I played the cello and I was like, I can work with this. I heard the C string on my instrument. The C string is my favorite string. Always has been, always will be. And I probably chose cello because it would give me the opportunity to play the C string. So
How would you describe your relationship with it?
I love Lady Godiva. She is my partner in crime. She is my baby. And I'm very careful with her. I don't usually let other people carry my instrument. I don't typically prefer that. People are always offering to carry my instrument first. I'm like, no, like, you can get everything else. I'll carry my cello. I was cool with you carrying my instrument today because, carrying down steps is a whole other situation.
I can imagine. Yeah, I didn't even want to put you in a position where you had to do it. So
Yeah, I knew you could handle it. So I was like, it's cool.
Do you aspire to recreate that bond and that connection with somebody else or something else?
No, this is a unique connection that I have with my instrument, and I think all connections are unique and different. I will never have a connection like this with any other instrument. I've had multiple cellos throughout my life. This is the one that got me through college and to where I am now. And so I don't expect any other connection to be similar to the one that I have with this one.
You got any other questions?
I can go forever, but
I bet you could. Hey, matter of fact, let's switch it up a little bit. You wanna play a game?
Yes, I love games.
Bet. It's like Saw in this John.
Is there tequila involved?
Is it? Not for this game, but if you want to play a game with tequila,
I'll be good. It's too early.
all right.
Too early. Too early on a Sunday.
Well, I at least need to get some food in my stomach first before we start playing.
That's
tequila
fair
games.
enough. That's fair enough. And like a part of my gig life, people feed me alcohol all the time. I need to relax, but like they be giving me alcohol like tip money. I was like, I gotta chill.
You hit the time. I'm gonna hit the timer. Select the letter and say a word that fits the topic. So, and then after you're done, you hit the button and it resets and it's the next person's turn. Okay. The topic is qualities of a good musician. You ready?
Okay.
You're not ready. Okay.
Okay.
The F is on this side. Don't touch it.
Jesus Christ, this is hard.
You ready?
Qualities. Okay.
I'm gonna say passionate.
Stamina.
Lyrical.
Rational.
Intentional.
Tenacity.
Meaningful. Damn.
Oh, you were so close.
I was almost there. All right. So, okay. I wanna pick at some of those words that you said. You said rational. You said tenacity. You said stamina. What is like? How has stamina been important to being a quality musician, to being a good musician for you?
Oh my goodness. Pretty much stamina is like what I be standing on a lot of these gigs. Like especially when I have multiple gigs in a day. Sometimes I have to play for 4 hours. Me playing on my instrument for that many hours is very challenging, but my clients would never know. There's never a world where I would ever let my clients know how physically uncomfortable I am and how exhausted that I am. But stamina is important. I mean, I just had a gig, I just had a thing a few weeks ago where I had 3 gigs in a day. That was insane. My arm was about to fall off. But you would never know. Stamina is very important, especially when you are getting booked as often as 3 times in a day.
I can imagine. I guess that seems like it will require a lot of tenacity.
Absolutely. I feel like the tenacity comes into play when you kind of feel like, well, where's this going? Or I feel like there's a level of tenaciousness that you need to have if you're trying to make it as a musician. If you're trying to at least make money off of it, to be able to feed yourself off of, there's got to be a level of tenaciousness that comes with it. You got to really want to do this, and you can't just let some setbacks or some empty pockets stop you from doing that.
Yeah, because I've been there where like you have to literally create an opportunity for yourself sometimes, and like it's frustrating the entire way, and there's no guarantee. So you have to, even through the uncertainty of it, be bullheaded enough to like push through and be tenacious.
Absolutely.
I feel that. What about rational? How have you had to show up as rational as a musician?
Being a musician requires a huge emotional component. It requires you to be in your feelings. But when it comes to business, that's not going to fly. You must be rational if you're trying to do business with clients, with corporate clients, with people who are managing things. And you have to be rational, and you have to think about things not on this emotional level. You have to be business minded. So I'm not just a cellist, I'm also a businesswoman. This is just the entertainment value of it. But I think one of the big reasons that that people also work with me is because of my business ethics. And I'm very rational, and I'm practical, and I'm a businesswoman, and I pride myself on that.
I can see that. You show up as a very professional person.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so I got one more thing because we're going to have to wrap up in a second. I'll take it down. But before we go, I want you to pick up that card and tell me, what would you say to the person on that card?
This is so crazy. First of all, I feel stalked.
My bad. I got the CI in my back pocket. We got intelligence over here.
You just had this on the table the whole time. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. I remember this time.
Tell me about it. What was happening?
I was on stage performing at UMBC for something. I don't remember what it was. But I was performing probably for some sort of jury or recital or something like that. And I'm always extremely nervous, especially in college. Performing is very scary in a collegiate format where there's a bunch of professional musicians around you, and I feel like there's an expectation of how good you should be and how good you should sound, especially when you have somebody who is tutoring you and teaching you. So yeah, this is a time in my life where I was very insecure about my playing. However, I felt good about myself this day. I remember feeling good about what I was doing this day. If I were to tell her anything, I would say, be yourself, keep going, and don't let anybody tell you that what you're doing is wrong. Do it your way. That's what I would tell her. Don't give a fuck about what anybody got to say about what you're doing. Just do it.
Just do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Nike, nigga.
Exactly. Because I used to let people get in my head about what I was doing. There's been so many people who have tried to tell me like, oh, well, this is weird and that's wrong. And there's no fucking blueprint for being a trap cellist. I don't know any other cellist who's out here doing exactly what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm figuring it out. And it's been a very lucrative process. And I'm happy about that. So, I'm going to keep doing it my fucking way.
Good. Good. I think you can put that joint like right there. You turn it up. There we go. Boom. So the camera can catch that joint. So like, yeah, I had to stalk you a little bit to get that. I'm sorry.
That's so funny. I was not expecting to see that. I was like, OMG.
Try come.
But it's not a bad picture though, you know. So.
Surprises up my sleeve. Yeah, it's a good picture.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you for coming through and talking and being all intellectual and expressive.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime, all the time. So yeah, once again, this was the Trap Cellist. And I'm Nomad the Native. And this was the Snippet, my guy, my gal, my girl. Get up out of here. Peace. Snip, snip. Be gone. Bye.
Peace. Till next time.
Hey, yo. Hey, son. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if so, then comment, like, subscribe, follow, disagree, whatever. I mean, this is a show by the artist for the artist. So, if you want to be featured, just hit us. Ain't nothing but an email or a DM away. Until next time. Peace.